Hello everyone, I'm Joe Wu, a peer support creator here to assist you with content. Today I'd like to talk about how to engrave new habits in your body. Whether we're dealing with depression or not, bad habits can always hinder our happiness. It's widely known that once a bad habit is formed, it can be incredibly challenging to break, as many of you may have experienced. So let's explore what happens in the brain regarding habits. Every bad habit, whether it's an impulse or a repetitive action, has a trigger. If we can eliminate that trigger from our daily life, we can avoid forming the habit. Many habits are triggered by stress. However, it's safe to say that there's no one who lives completely stress-free. Once a habit is triggered, the only way to control it is to activate the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex covers the front part of the brain and is associated with a person's survival instincts and personality. It's considered responsible for tasks such as planning, personality expression, decision-making, regulating social behavior, and language control. In essence, it manages the coordination between thoughts and actions. What sets humans apart from animals is the presence of a large prefrontal cortex. While most animals live based on impulses and unconscious repetitive actions, humans have the ability to overcome such states through deliberate actions. We can consciously and intentionally hit the brakes on our habits. The execution of the deliberate actions relies on the prefrontal cortex, and for impulse control, serotonin must function properly in this area. Unfortunately, there is a limit to the supply of serotonin. Suppressing one impulse at a time makes it progressively harder to suppress others. Resisting impulses is akin to facing an enemy with a limited number of bullets, and eventually you run out of bullets. Fortunately, there are other solutions. By cultivating better habits, you won't solely rely on the prefrontal cortex, and you can promote serotonin activity on your own. To stimulate serotonin activity, exposure to sunlight, receiving massages, exercising, and recalling happy memories are all helpful. In a state of depression, purposeful and deliberate actions or habits do not harmonize with impulses. This is because the prefrontal cortex cannot control impulses appropriately. To adopt good habits, you must first activate the prefrontal cortex by focusing on reasons to live and becoming aware of your emotions. Turning the act of inhibiting bad impulses and unconscious repetitive behaviors into an enjoyable task also helps in breaking bad habits. Setting goals can make it happen. Setting goals can lead to changes in the activity of several brain areas, including the caudate nucleus, prefrontal cortex, and anterior cingulate cortex. To adopt new good habits, you must continue to repeat the actions until your brain is rewired. The only way to engrave a code for a new behavior in the caudate nucleus is through repetition. It takes a lot of time and perseverance, but once you tame the caudate nucleus, your brain starts moving in your favor. The fact that this is possible is truly remarkable. Regardless of your age, you have the power to change your brain and improve your life. Today, we've explored what happens in the brain when it comes to breaking bad habits. We've also looked at the role of the prefrontal cortex and how to stimulate serotonin activity on your own. While it takes a lot of repetition and effort to adopt good habits, we've learned that once you tame your brain, it starts moving in your favor. I'm also making an effort to develop new good habits now. If you have a good habit you'd like to acquire, I hope you can make it your own. This has been Joe Wu from Bipolar Pharmacy.